What's goody? Welcome back to the Winner Circle, y'all. So listen, today's video is inspired by a client of mine who requested this knowledge, this information, and for me to discuss this, okay? I'm going to be talking about, the title is Religion versus Spirituality, but just to go into a little bit of detail. So she's definitely a chosen one, and she left religion, which most chosen ones do. You know, they tend to wake up and be like, hold on, the math ain't really mathing right. But she decided to leave a religion. She was raised a Christian, and her mom was telling her, you know, like, oh, spirituality is fake, it's demonic. There's some heavy emphasis on, you know, demonic stuff. This is demonic, this is the devil stuff, you know, all of that stuff that people who are super gung-ho religious like to say. And so she was feeling conflicted, like most chosen ones do. When you feel bad, like you're doing something wrong, you feel stuck in the middle, you feel like are you doing the right thing? This ain't adding up, but then over here is so new, you don't know nothing about it. You just want to know if you're doing the right thing. And so this video is inspired by that. I want to get on some key points about what religion talks about in spirituality, but it's only due to a lack of knowledge, a lack of understanding. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that religion shuns in spirituality, but they do the same thing. They're just really not aware of it. So awareness is key, okay? Disclaimer, this video is not to offend anyone. This video is to enlighten everyone, okay? I love all of you. I support all of you. I want to see all of you win, but awareness is key, and lack of knowledge will really have you stagnant. Lack of knowledge will really have you set in your ways and hinder you from growing, from ascending, from getting to your next level, from expanding your mind, expanding your awareness, expanding your consciousness. Knowledge is key, okay? The more you know, the more you can expand your world. The more you know, the more powerful you become spiritually, the more powerful you become in your spiritual gifts, okay? And remember, evolution, evolving has no destination. So if you find yourself stuck in your ways that your grandma taught you and your great grandma taught you and your family lineage been doing since slavery, baby, listen, come here. It's time for you to wake up and expand yourself, okay? Coach E is here to help you, okay? So again, this video is not to offend anyone. I don't want anyone to take offense. If you're sensitive, just go on and click off this video, okay? Go ahead and click off this video, okay? But awareness is key. So I'm going to lock in on just a few key points that religion talks about in spirituality that, baby, listen, let's just get into it, okay? Let's just get into it, okay? And the first thing I want to talk about is how many people, let me know in the comment section. Let's be real, okay, you guys? The Winner Circle is a safe place for us to all pick each other's brain, express our opinions. So talk to each other in the comment section. Talk to me in the comment section, okay? So how many of you guys know any Christians or super religious folks who wear shirts that say good vibes, or walk around saying, I only, you know, good vibes this or good vibes that, or I only want to be around people with good vibes. Good vibes has been the trending topic for the last, all 2024, okay? 2024, good vibes was the trending topic. Let me know in the comment section how many people who are religious that you know who are saying good vibes, okay? And there's nothing wrong with it, but stick with me, okay? Stick with me here. To bring it full circle for you, for super religious folks, saying good vibes is equivalent to saying high vibration. Vibes is short for vibration, okay? In spirituality, we say high vibration. Keep your vibration up. Good vibes is the same thing as high vibration, staying in positive vibrations. So a lot of religious folks, they hear like, you know, like, oh, vibration, that's new age this and new age that. Listen, you're saying the same thing, but you're not aware of what you're saying. Your lack of knowledge will have you looking a little stupid, okay? And again, this is not to offend anyone, but I'm trying to enlighten people. It is the same thing that we're talking about, from religion to spirituality, or any person, even if you're not religious, but you find yourself shunning or condemning vibration. You think it's new age this, you think it's the devil, you think whatever you think of, but you saying I'm good vibes. It's the same thing, baby. Vibes is short for vibration. So if you're in good vibes, you're in high vibration. You can't be running around talking about good vibes this, good vibes that. I only mess with people who got good vibes, good energy. But when you hear vibration, the entire word, you think it's demonic. Your lack of knowledge will have you looking real silly, okay? Real silly out here in these streets, okay? Real silly, okay? So let Coach E help you to bridge the gap, okay? Listen, God told me a long time ago when I first quit my job and I answered the call to operate in my calling. I remember like it was yesterday. I was sitting in the bathtub in the dark with candles lit, drinking a glass of wine, singing or whatever. And I had this download and it just stung over me. Ebony, your calling is to bridge the gap between spirituality and religion. This is why you always hear me bounce back and forth between universe and God and universe, because at the end of the day, we're all talking about the source energy. We all talking about the end all be all. We all talking about the great I am. We all talking about that one entity that we get that charge from, that we get our energy from, that we get our knowledge from, that we get that one source of energy that we plugged into. So quit the division, y'all. Quit the division. But disclaimer, Jesus was not religious. Jesus was spiritual. Jesus wasn't going to no church. He was the church, okay? And he was walking from city to city telling people that the kingdom of God is within you, not in a building. Teaching people how to live in high vibrations. Teaching people how to raise their vibration. Teaching people how to change their mindset from poverty to riches. Teaching people how to heal themselves. That's what Jesus was doing, okay? Jesus was not religious, he was spiritual. But let's get into the next point, okay, you guys? My goal is to bridge the gap between religion and spirituality, because at the end of the day, it'd be the same thing, but people thinking their perspective of it is better. Your lack of knowledge will have you looking real silly in these streets, okay? So stick with me, y'all. I'm here to bridge the gap, y'all. I'm here to bridge the gap. My second point, y'all, my second point on what a lot of religious folks tend to shun about the spiritual community is not crosses, but the spiritual community likes to wear crosses, or not crosses. The spiritual community likes to wear crystals. They like to wear the beads and the bracelets. Excuse me. They like to use sage and Palo Santo and cinnamon and these different seasonings, these different herbs that naturally came from the earth. And you'll hear a lot of religious folks like, that's demonic. Sage is of the devil. Sage is how you actually bring in demons, and doing rituals, like doing cinnamon in your doorway to ward off evil and that's evil. That's Listen to me. God, give me the words. Listen to me. During the overpass, and I don't know all the biblical terms for it, so correct me if I'm wrong, but y'all know what I'm talking about. During the overpass, how they was putting the blood over the doors so evil could pass them, it's the same thing, okay? It's the same thing. Listen to me. If you made black-eyed peas and cornbread for New Year's, you performed a ritual. You performed a ritual. It's the same thing. Okay. Listen to me. So if you super religious or a family member, or, people, especially on social media, them religious folks, they like to be keyboard warriors, going crazy, talking down on spiritual people, talking about devil this and da. If you know a spiritual person doing that, it's the same thing. It's the same concept. When you take in communion, that's a ritual. It's the same concept, the same thing with a different toy, with a different trinket, okay? Religious folks like to wear crosses. They like to use holy oil. It is the same thing with a different tool, okay? Sage, crystals, crosses, holy oil, these are just tools. The power is in the person. If you think for a second a sage, a tool, a cross has more power than you, then you don't know who the fuck you are. You're not grounded in yourself. You're not grounded in your spirituality, and you're damn sure not grounded in God. These are just tools that are supposed to enhance your spiritual abilities, okay? Listen, y'all, Coach, I don't like to use no tools. I don't give a damn. I don't give nothing outside of me power than what I already got. But I'm not knocking any of these tools, okay? I'm aware that these certain tools carry certain vibrations, okay? But these are all just tools. Religious people like to use crosses and holy oil, and that's okay. Spiritual people like to use sage and crystals. It's the same thing with a different tool, okay? Nobody is better than anybody. Hear me when I tell you, nobody is better than anybody. Nobody is being a demon. Everyone has the same intention, protection. The intention behind it is what derives the energy through the tool. And everybody, no matter if you identify as religious or spiritual, the intention is protection. Now, am I right or am I right? Your lack of knowledge will have you in these streets looking real crazy. It is 2025. It is time to expand your awareness. It is time to lock in and elevate your mind. We're not doing the same things that our grandmas was doing in 1966. We're not doing that. We're not doing the same thing, carrying the same beliefs that don't yield the results that we're looking for. It is time to grow. It is time to learn something new. It's time to learn something new, okay? You guys, the world is so vast out there. There's so much knowledge and so much information to soak up. Being set in your ways will have you set in poverty. I promise you, and it worked just like that. And it worked just like that. Knowledge is power, okay? Knowledge is key, okay? It works just like that, y'all. So the intention is protection. If you wear a cross, you got a cross in your house, you got a cross in your Bible, you got a cross in your church, you better not be shunning people, looking down on people who wear crystals. It's the same thing with a different toy. Do you hear me? Yes, I said a toy. It's the same thing with a different trinket. It's the same thing with a different tool, okay? Open up your mind. Open up your mind, okay, you guys? And I'm not here to offend anyone, but your lack of knowledge, what's the scripture? You know the rest. Okay, so the next one, you guys, the next one is being baptized, okay? A lot of Christians, you know, in the religious community, and it doesn't have to be Christian, it could be any kind of religion, but they like to use baptism. People get baptized, you know, they dress in all white. They go to their baptism ceremonies to wash away their sins, to be cleansed, to be renewed, to be reformed, to step into their newness, to be forgiven, whatever you want to call it. It is the same thing as a spiritual community when they take a spiritual bath. When they get in the bath with their rose petals, and they get in the bath and they meditate. And they get in the bath and they do these chants. It is the same thing, just a different way. Remember, the intention is renewal. Open up your mind, y'all. The intention is renewal, okay? I cannot stress this enough. It's the same thing with the different actions, same intentions. You getting baptized, you taking a spiritual cleansing bath. It's the same intention. Renewal, cleansing yourself, new vibrations, okay? It's the same thing. Lack of knowledge will have you looking real silly in these streets. Real silly, y'all, real silly, okay? Expand your mind. And a lot of chosen ones have woken up and freed themselves from religion. So you guys have a lot of family members who, you know, great grandmas, people who are in their 60s and up, you know, they really set in their ways. So they feel like all this new age stuff and you're doing wrong and da-da-da-da. They just don't understand their lack of knowledge, what they were taught. Because you guys, because as chosen ones, what happens is we get born into a family and we adopt our family's belief system. We adopt our family's mindsets, their behaviors, their patterns, their religious beliefs, their lack of beliefs, their whatever. We adopt their beliefs and then we start to wake up. We go through that spiritual awakening and then we start to search for our own soul's truth. And then that's why you have that push-pull between, am I doing something wrong? Am I not? I know there's a God, but there's this talk about the universe. Listen. Don't get so caught up in the titles that you don't know who you are. Because if you get caught up in these titles and you listen to everybody else telling you what you should be saying, what you should be calling it, and calling it the universe and calling it God and calling it the source energy, cut it out. If you know you connected, don't worry about what the next person is calling it. Everybody has their own truth. And I've said this before, the more you ascend, the more you realize there's multiple truths. The more you ascend, the more you will learn that there's multiple truths. Everybody has their own universe. And what people's belief system is what reigns true in their world. There's multiple truths, okay? Open up your mind, expand your mind, okay? The truth will set you free. The truth will bring you more abundance. The truth will bring you more knowledge. The truth will open up more doors for you. Don't be stuck in them 1966 ways. It is time for us to learn, okay? So the last point that I want to make, okay? The last point, there's more points too, but I don't want to go off too much on a tangent. But the last point that I want to make is okay, how do I put this one into words? Okay. Like, I could make a video about chosen ones and I could say, chosen ones know how to read people. And you'll see a lot of religious people in the comments. Yep, that's true. I know how to read people. I know how to read people. I can read people. I know how to read people. Look, come here. You listening? You listening? It is the same thing as a spiritual person said, book a session with me. I read people. Book a reading with me. I have psychic abilities. I'm intuitive. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Is it clicking? Is it clicking? It is the same thing. Reading energy, reading people, discernment, understanding people, someone's vibe. It's the same thing. So if you're a religious person or you know a religious person and they, oh, I know how to read people. I read people. But then they look at psychics, readers, whatever you, now I'm not saying every psychic, every reader got your best interest and they really tapped into their spiritual gifts. I'm not saying that at all. That's another video for another time. But what I am saying, you can't be out here saying, oh, a psychic reader, oh, a reader, that's of the devil. But then in a different context, because you don't understand what you're saying, yep, I know how to read people. I read energy. What's it going to be? It's the same thing. Your lack of knowledge, your lack of understanding will have you looking real silly. You hear me? Real silly. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. That's how you know, for a lot of people, oh, good vibes. I'm a reader. I do this. I do that. I read energy. It's a trend for some people. And they don't know what the fuck they talking about. Because you see it actually happening in the spiritual community. And all of a sudden it's the devil. All of a sudden you spooked. All of a sudden you shook. Listen, if you a chosen one, you better know without a shadow of a doubt that you have spiritual gifts. And if you think for a second that God didn't give you spiritual gifts, you're not as chosen as you think you are. If you don't think that you got spiritual gifts, you don't know who you are. We all have spiritual gifts. Some people are just activated. Some of us are not. And the more enlightened you become, the more you ascend, the more connected you become, the more on fire those gifts become. People ask me all the time, can you do, can I get a reading with you? I don't per se do readings. I'm just intuitive because my spiritual gifts are on fire. And then I have other people message me and say, I had a girl message me and say, can you help me figure out this dream that I had? Sure, I can help you. Book a session with me. Well, I'm scared to book a session because Jesus Christ is my Lord and readers and intuitives are of the devil. So you want me to help you, but you think I'm of the devil? And what your religion got to do with my spiritual gifts, baby? Make up your mind, because it can't be both. Make up your mind. Your lack of knowledge will have you looking real silly in these streets. 10 times out of 10, we all talking about the same thing. Different title, using different tools, but have the same intentions. Enough with the division. Focus on who you are on the inside, everything else will fall into place, okay? Let me know what y'all thought about this video. I want to know all of your thoughts, all of your wisdom, all of your experiences with this. Are you struggling from going from religion to spirituality, or vice versa? What are you struggling with? Are you struggling with the dark night of the soul? Are you struggling with your awakening, your spiritual awakening, trying to find the truth? Book a session with Coach E, okay, you guys? I love you so much. Hello, welcome all to all the new subscribers. I love y'all so much. I see all of your comments. Thank you for pouring into me as I pour into you guys. I will see you next time.